Shalom, Akim Shalom. Before I begin this lesson, I want to start off by giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Achakurash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught us His truth. And Shalom to the hopeful elect that's out there listening, learning, and or teaching. Shalom. All right, so this whole event with this guy, Charlie Kirk, is looking like it's very likely to be a psyop. All right. We know that he was, right before he got put to death, he was talking about the small hats in a negative light, or at least questioning them. Okay. But also, he could also be in on it. It could be faked. There's a lot of possibilities here. And even if it was organic, they could use this, okay, because the way this all is happening with what's going on with these, crackdowns, right? ICE and military and all that. So I got this article, kind of supports that. It says exclusive. While conspiracy theory erupts, Donald Trump using Charlie Kirk execution to crush lefties and expand military crackdowns. We're going to focus on that. Okay, now the article calls it wild conspiracy, which, at this point, if the mainstream says it's wild and crazy, it's probably true. All right. But with that said, let's go ahead and get into it real quick. It says a new conspiracy theory has exploded in the wake of Charlie Kirk's assassination, with fringe voices bizarrely claiming, yada, yada, yada. Let's read this part. The theory, which has spread across blogs and online forums, suggests Kirk's death has provided Trump with the perfect pretext to expand military crackdowns and impose harsh laws that could ratchet up political tensions across the U.S. Hey, that's going into those draconian measures. All right, let's get that. All right, this is Revelation 13 and 11. And I beheld another beast come up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as the dragon. All right, and in this time, this represents America, man. Okay, this beast, okay, is spearheaded by America. Okay, what does America do? It just like the ancient Roman Empire, they had Optimates and Poplars, right? And they had two other parties. I forgot what it was, but they had the same structure like America, man. Democrats, Republicans, all right? One is for the poor, supposedly, and one is for the rich. Okay, but ultimately, they're two fucking sides of the same coin, all right? This is Revelation 13:11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, right? That's them two parties. And he spake as a dragon. What's the dragon? Is going into Draco. All right, let's go into the etymology real quick. Dragon. Okay, and we're gonna get to the point. Okay, let's see the Latin. Oh, here we go. Old French dragon, and directly from Latin draconem, nominative Draco, right? Huge serpent, dragon. From Greek drakon, genitive dracontus, serpent, giant, sea fish, apparently from drak. Strong aorist stem, from Derkashtai, to see clearly. Let's see here. What the hell? They must have changed this definition, or I'm not reading the right one, because I remember it going into Draco. Well, here it is, Draco. Okay. Dragon, Draco. So now we get Draco. I think that's what I did here. Draco. or draconian. Let's get draconian. Of or pertaining to Draco. So there you can see the link. The ancient Greek statesman, 1777, in reference to laws, rigorous, extremely severe, or harsh. Right, and that's that same thing here with America. They got two parties that work together, the left and the right. All right, so they can create the pretext to push harsher and harsher and harsher laws. Okay, just look back at 9/11, another orchestrated event where, you know, these devils use to crack down on you people and take away your freedoms one at a time, little by little, gradualism. I mean, if you can't see it at this point, man, I don't know what to tell you, man. This man is the devil, Esau Edom, the so-called white man. He's very clever, he's very sneaky, and he's very strategic. Okay, and mainly, we're talking about these international banking families, these Rothschilds and Rockefellers, man, because, and all the other ones, okay, but we're not, I mean, of course, the Edomites are all these so-called white people that go back to Esau, including the run-of-the-mill Edomites at your jobs, but, you know, in contrast to the run-of-the-mill Edomites at your jobs that don't know the, you know, a hole in the ground from their asshole, these elites, they're very strategic, okay? They're very, the scripture says they're wiser than Daniel, all right? Let's see. There's a precept to that. Diligent search. Yeah. That's Job. Was it Job? No. Psalm 64:6. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. Right? It's very deep, man. I was just looking at BitChute earlier, and I was looking at how Esau Edom, I believe it started with Nazi Germany. They changed the frequency of music from 432 hertz to 440 hertz. And you can look into this on your own time, but basically, here's the AI overview. It says the change from a less standardized pitch standard, which was sometime around 432 hertz, to 440 hertz as a global standard was a gradual process. Hey, see? They telling on themselves. Gradualism, right? That became solidified in the mid-20th century. While the USA adopted A440 in the 1930s and the BBC promoted it, right? These big organizations, man, they all work together. The International Organization for Standardization formalized A440 as the international standard in 1955. But basically, the reason I'm saying that, you could look into it. If you look at water under 432 hertz, the vibration causes a pattern, a geometric pattern. But 440 looks chaotic and erratic. And the science behind it says that when they did that to the music makes you more aggressive, makes you more irritable. It raises your heart rate, raises your blood pressure, stresses you out. Whereas back in the day, the 432 hertz music calmed you down, relaxed you, made you feel better. You know, might inspire you. Maybe you get an idea, whatever. It's like a form of rest. Whereas now the music is a form of stress. Okay, so that's just showing you another point, like the scriptures say, because the scriptures don't miss, man. The scriptures never miss. Their thought is deep, man. So it ain't nothing for these devils to fake this man's death or to plan it out or to maybe just throw him under the bus because they didn't like him or he pissed off the wrong one, and they could just, he pissed off a small hat who's up there in power, and they just decided to use him to forward their agenda. Well, whatever scenario is the case, only Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai knows. Okay? But it doesn't really concern us that much, okay? Because we know, according to biblical prophecy, the scriptures say there's a time like no other, the time of Jacob's trouble, when these devils are going to come down on our people with great wrath. And those of us that have not repented and come back to the ways of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, you're going to be in for a rude fucking awakening, Jake. All right? It's time to come back to your power, because, you know, if you keep going on and on, hey, the doors of mercy are closing. These videos aren't going to keep going out. The men of the Lord are not going to be on the highways and byways forever, man. I get this truth while you can, man, because, you know, when all hell breaks loose, all right, ain't going to be able to repent, man. You just going to have to die, like the scriptures say, through death by pain. That's how you're going to learn your lesson. All right, instead of repenting now that you yet have liberty. All right, we showing you these things are happening, man. None of this shit surprises us in the slightest. In the slightest, man. We're expecting shit like this to happen all the time. And here it is. Okay? But anyway, we're going to go down. It says Trump hailed him as a legend and a trailblazer for the right. You know, this guy talked very bad about the Israelites and basically tried to, you know, make Jake the face of crime. You know, basically saying we are inferior for our race. You know, let's see. Yeah, still conspiracy theorists claim the timing of the killing is too convenient to ignore. Yeah, because everything happens for a reason. You know, see, these people in the world, in order to protect their fragile view on life, you know, in order to stay in a comfortable spot, they like to pretend like everything's a fucking coincidence, man. When you live like that, you really doing yourself a disservice. You know? It says, this is the perfect excuse. What do I say on every fucking video, man? This is the perfect excuse for Trump to tighten his grip on the country, one theorist wrote online. Kirk's death will give him carte blanche to roll out the military and crush the left-wing resistance. And there they go with their circus act, talking about, oh, he's going to crush the left wing. They all together, man. All right, but they're going to make it seem that way when really what they're doing is they're after Jake. They're after Yasharallah, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, carte blanche means complete freedom to act as one wishes or thinks best. Right, so that's what Trump feels like he has it now, because why? They emotionalize and sensationalize the death of this, Charlie Kirk. It says Kirk's death will give him carte blanche to roll out the military and crush the left-wing resistance. Some even argue Kirk's assassination aligns suspiciously with his own calls for military occupation of high-crime cities. Right, yeah, and I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, that he did say, you know, that about these high-crime cities. And what do these high-crime cities entail? Or when they talk about cracking down on these high-crime cities, that's just a PC way of saying they want to crack down on you so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, and so-called Native American Indians. It says on his popular podcast, which drew nearly 6 million monthly listeners, Kirk repeatedly demanded deploying U.S. troops to urban areas. You see that? Shit. Hey, maybe he sacrificed himself. Who knows? You know? But nah, it's probably just a psyop. You know, and either way, they're using it to their advantage, more than likely. In the coming days and weeks, you're going to see more crackdowns because of this, man. It says, we need full military occupation of these cities until the crime desists, period, he declared in one fiery episode. Right, so he's saying it, right? Next thing you know, Um, and the funny thing is, though, the one thing that'll stop that really wouldn't make sense is the fact that he got killed by a so-called white man. And that will show you how this devil Esau is, man. A so-called white man killed him. Okay, but the so-called white man happened to be a so-called Democrat. So I guess that does work out in their favor because it makes them look less racist. Oh, see, we're not cracking down on the big cities because of blacks. It's because, you know, it's because of the left wing. It's the left wing because the left winger killed him when he was telling the truth about these cities with crime, this, that, and the third. So we got to crack down on crime. So that's going to be a great cover story for Trump, and then they could go in with their military and throw a lot of you Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians in concentration camps and prisons, and just fuck you up, just gun you down on the street, because he bred you Israelites in Chirac, you GMO babies and YNs to act the way you do. Okay, so that he could get that response out of you when he provokes you with his military. And if y'all start shooting and acting crazy, it's going to give him more excuses. Okay, that's all they need, man. Esau will pave his way to the New World Order with excuses. Okay, just like C-19, they needed an excuse to get you people to insert their secret formula into your body. Okay, I have to say it like that because certain words cannot be said on the platform, right? These videos are uploaded on YouTube and then BitChute, but yeah, man, this is 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Let's get devices in the Greek.
Strong's G 3540,
Naima, which means a mental perception, a thought, an evil purpose. That's what it is, man. We are not ignorant of Satan's evil purpose. We know his purpose, man. They want to mandate the MOTB for buying and selling and get everybody chipped up. Okay? They cannot do that. All right, they gotta get rid of you Jakes, man. All right, they gotta get rid of you Jakes. All right, and that's also gonna serve as a way, like once they got y'all in those prisons, they could more easily force you. Okay, but they need that chaos. Okay, and that chaos is gonna be against our people, because these devils, they want to create their blessing on the left hand side. They know the blessing belongs to Jake, but they think if they can just get rid of Jake, they can put their boot on Jake long enough that they'll get their blessing back, but they won't. All right, the scriptures have spoken, man. It's eternal life is for Israel, Yasharallah. All right, dominion of the planet is for Yasharallah, the Israelites under Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. All right, Esau is gonna be stubble. Okay, that's what the scriptures say, man. All right, but we know that this is the direction these elite international banking families want this society going. All right, so we're not ignorant of that. Okay, Ephesians 5 and 15. See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. Let's get that word circumspectly. G 199.
Strong's G 199. Akribos.
Exactly, accurately, diligently. Let's get that word diligently here in the etymology, just to get a little more specific. All right. What is diligently? Constant in effort to accomplish what is undertaken, right? And what is undertaken is to receive salvation. That's our undertaking. We here to receive salvation, to do what is commanded of us by Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, making these videos, keeping the faith, continuing to rehearse the righteous acts. All right, continue to stay strong in this thing, man. All right. So, let's go back diligently. All right. Circumspectly. Let's just get the word circumspectly and see what it says. Circumspect. Salakia. Circumspect. Cautious. Wary. Literally looking about on all sides. Right? So be circumspect. Right? Look around, because why? All hell's getting ready to break loose. Okay? All hell's getting ready to break loose. Look around. Take heed. Yeah, don't be a fool out here, man. Don't be in that mirth spirit. Don't be thinking this world is going to continue forever and make your bed here. All right? So, yeah, walk circumspectly. Yeah, keep your head on a swivel. And, yeah, be diligent, because if you're diligent in this truth, okay, you will be careful. You will not be stupid and crazy out here. Okay, you know that this shit is going down. All right, maybe now is a good time to be a homebody. All right, and not be out there and causing trouble or getting into trouble or being around people that could be trouble. All right. But yeah, that's Ephesians 5:15. Just some wisdom. All right. Matthew 26:41. Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. So yeah, watch and pray, Yasharella. Keep paying attention. There's a 3 or 4 or 5 other things going on right now that that I haven't had time to go into, but Lord's will, I'll be able to this weekend. Okay, but yeah, Yasharella, that's why we gotta watch and pray and see what's going on. Okay, every day things go on. It's very, very, the Lord is speeding up the times, for lack of a better word. That's what's happening. Okay, so it's not time to be letting your guard down. Okay, it's time to kick it into high gear for this truth. All right, discipline. Okay, and yeah, pray that lesson was edifying to the hopeful elect, giving all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rachakorash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught us this truth, and Shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom wa abad babal. Shalom.